In this video, you are going to learn how to troubleshoot a jobrunner_65 message. Let's get started. First, let's take a look and understand what jobrunner_65 message is. Jobrunner_65 is only a warning message that advises you of any type of lack of communication between data collector and control hub, which coincidentally may happen when a job stops either manually or by any scheduler task. So it means that if there is no response from the data collector within a configured period of time after the specified time has elapsed, the job will throw up this message. Once the job is inactive, you will see the inactive_error status. That means that an error occurred and you must acknowledge it if you want to run this job again. Now that we understand why this warning occurs, let's get started and see how to identify if there is any missing communication. First, let's navigate to the job history to check the timestamp when the message first appeared. For this, click on the icon with the watch symbol at the top of the bar or in the left column on the bottom. A job history gives you the list of jobs run executions. You can click on any count to get the full historical information about a specific run or execution. In this case, we want to check the most recent error, so let's select the first run count with the inactive error, and let's expand it to check the columns with information about the time and activity. If we scroll down, we'll go to the bottom of the column with the first status execution. But for now, let's ignore old columns and let's focus on the last message with jobrunner_65. Write down what time this happened. From this timestamp, we can go through the table in descending order to check when the job first sent the stop command to the pipeline. While scrolling through the list, we might see more deactivating status rows, because during the process to stop the job, Control Hub was gathering information from the SDC instance. However, we can see that after starting the job, it goes to the activating status on June 20 at 12:07:53 p.m. A minute later roughly, we will stop the job, and it goes to the deactivating status at 12:08:30 p.m. It remains deactivating until the warning message pop up at 12:32:32 p.m., more or less 20 minutes later, which is the timeout configured by default on Control Hub to wait for response from data collector. Please notice the time range between the deactivating until the jobrunner_65 message. In our case, it occurred between 12:08:30 p.m. until 12:32:32 p.m. It is important to keep in mind the timestamp that you see in the browser corresponds to your time zone, but in the next steps we will check log files in the SDC, which may appear in UTC. Please make the conversions according to your local timestamp and the SDC log files. Now that we have the timestamps, let's jump to the SDC instances and look for these periods of time. I use the grep command to search for all the entries with timestamp 12:08, so we can see if there is any important information starting from this period of time. This is the timestamp format for the SDC.log, so it will look for all the entries for this specific time. Enter, and as we can see, for this period of time, we have multiple entries with java.net.socket exception. Socket closed, that is the reason why SDC didn't respond to the stop command. Simply, it couldn't connect to Control Hub on cloud because of network issues. There are many possible scenarios for a network issue, for example, firewalls, poor internet connection, or proxy server configuration. Please check with your network team about the possible causes or to test the outgoing connections with some external tool. Finally, if it is not clear what happens because we are not able to find relevant information in the SDC log files, you also can do the same steps to check the DPN log files. Remember that if you're using Cloud Control Hub instead, you can send to us the timestamps so we can check it internally. In summary, you learned how to troubleshoot a jobrunner_65 message in this video.